Okay, folks, section 11.1, it says grouping likely outcomes. Okay, relax. We're going to talk about probability. The chances of something happening. The chances of an event happening. How about an event occurring? That sounds better. Okay? And now I'm going to give you a little formula. P stands for probability, this big capital P. All right, Carson? And Carson, probability is equal to the desired things over the possible things. Okay? So let me explain something. Let me explain this. If I roll a die, you know a die is one dice, right? One number cube. What is the probability that I'm going to roll a 4? What's the probability that I'm going to roll a 4? Well, remember, probability is desired over possible. So how many possible numbers are there, Annabelle? 6, right? 1 through 6. And how many of those numbers are the one I'm looking for, Hayes? 1. So the probability of me rolling a 4 is 1 out of 6, or 1/6. Does that make sense? Okay, now let's look down here. We're going to do a little genetics today, all right? And we're going to talk about P plans. P, or is it P's? Yeah, P plan, okay? And you can have 2 genes if you're a P. You can have the round gene and you can have the wrinkled gene. Now you've got 2 of them. You may have round and round. You may have round and wrinkled. You may have wrinkled and round, or you may have both wrinkled. But the instructions here tell us is that if I have a capital R at all, if I have the round gene, then I'm going to look round as a P. Okay? I kind of like this. I love this stuff. All right? Okay, the wrinkled gene is what's called a recessive gene. And the only time it expresses itself, the only time it shows, is when both of the genes are wrinkled. Okay, if those are both the genes you get. Now let's look at these 2 parents. All right? These 2 P parents and their little P children. Okay, this P parent has the round gene and the wrinkled gene. Okay? This P parent has 2 wrinkled genes. All right? Now let's see what possible combinations their children would have. Well, this child would have round, wrinkled, and this child would have round, wrinkled. This child would have wrinkled, wrinkled, and the 4th child would have wrinkled, wrinkled. Okay. Now, what is the probability that the P will come out round? I'm going to put capital P for probability, and I'm going to put a capital R underneath it, meaning probability of round. Well, how many possibilities are there, Catherine?
4.
Well, wait, I'm sorry. How many possibilities are there? There are 4, and how many of them are round? 2. This one and this one. So I would say that the probability is not 2/4, but what? We always reduce it. 1/2. So there's a half chance or 50% chance that the P will come out round. What's the probability of wrinkled? Well, how many possible combinations are there, Ian?
4.
There are 4 possible combinations, but how many of them are wrinkled, Ian? 2. So what's the chance or the probability that the P comes out wrinkled, Ian? It's also a half. Does that make sense? You guys are going to be doing that for part of your homework. Great job. Next example. Oh. Thanks for the help.